Well, good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome in. It is Monday here with Longshore and McKnight, midterm Monday.
I like it. I like
Here
it.
on the program, Barry gonna hand out some grades today on the show.
Ooh, midterms.
Yeah.
This is a lot of angst and a lot of bad memories for John. He says, "By gosh."
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to hand out some grades, and you guys are going to have to like it. I've had to deal with that my entire youth, and now I get to. There's going to be some retribution in the house.
And my philosophy was, hey, it's just midterms. I still got the second half to get it back right. So a lot of football programs should be thinking the same way.
Yeah, mom and dad didn't buy it then. But this is the thing. This is the deal. We need to have it now, that's for sure. Great to have you along with us here. There are a lot of things to get to. Yes, I know my voice is not 100%. And it's not because I was screaming and yelling at the very end of Troy's miraculous comeback overtime win at Texas State on Saturday. Trojans trailed 28-7 at the end of the first quarter. Gave up 28 points in the first quarter. Trojans came back to force overtime. Thank gosh the Texas State kicker doinked about a 38-yard field goal right off the right upright on the last play of regulation. Troy wins it in overtime, 48-41. I'm
noticing a pattern here. I mean, hasn't Troy fallen behind in a couple of games already?
You are noticing right. A month ago, almost a full month ago now, Troy falls behind 17-0 at Buffalo, wins it 21-17. Last week, Troy goes to overtime and beats South Alabama. They go to overtime again this week and end up winning that one. We go to Monroe, Louisiana this Saturday, and gosh, I'm not a prophet or anything, but it sure would be good to get a nice, easy win, dominate from the beginning. It sure would help my heart. But
I can imagine. I think I saw maybe you posted it or somebody else. Texas State seems to have a really nice facility, football.
It is nice. It is nice. It's the last year for Texas State in the Sun Belt, so we got to say a pretty nice goodbye to them. Next year, they go into the Pac-12.
Oh, wow.
And everybody's like, ooh, the Pac-12. It ain't your mama's Pac-12.
Really? Who's in the Pac-12?
Everybody west of the Mississippi River, just about, with the name State in their university. Washington State, Oregon State, Texas State, Utah State, San Diego State, Colorado State, Boise State, a couple of others in there as well. So, yeah, Jason, I feel you on this. That was a pretty good plane ride back. We got back in at 5:15 this yesterday morning. 5:15, and again, the voice is not because of screaming and yelling or anything like that. The voice is because, as John knows, just about every year I lose my voice. It is an absolute miracle that I was able to broadcast that game on Saturday.
Always in mid-October.
Yes,
I'm
seems that way.
Late April, early May.
Well,
that pollen's going, and something in October always seems to get you.
Because we played late. Troy played late, 7:00 kick on Saturday.
Out of to get to that place.
You can either go to Austin or San Antonio. San Marcos is right between both. We always go to Austin.
Yeah.
And, of course, we fly out of the Montgomery Regional Airport. Yeah. Shout out to all the people over there. Goodness knows. To be honest, we always urge people to go and travel through the Montgomery Regional Airport, John. We always do.
Yep.
Sometimes, though, I want to shake some people and say, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you just do it? I mean, the facts are in front of you. We tell you over and over again, and you're going to Atlanta. What are you thinking? So
I'm with you, Barry.
Yeah.
I was in Atlanta this weekend. I'm going, why do these people live here? I mean, the traffic was horrendous. I got in a traffic jam at like around Noonan or somewhere. It was just, as soon as I got to the golf course, I didn't need a bag of teas and some sleeve of balls. I needed a drink. It was incredible. I'm thinking, geez, I'm so stressed out.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Well, if you were stressed out having to fly through Atlanta,
Mm.
you're not the only one in Central Alabama who was stressed out over the weekend.
Yeah,
I'll
probably right.
This.
Yeah.
Say it last time at the Oklahoma game for Auburn. I caught a little flack because I said, Auburn, you just needed to play better. Sure, the refereeing was horrendous, but that's not the reason why you lost. And I'm kind of leaning the same way about Auburn's loss to Georgia 20-10. But I do think this time, for those of you Auburn fans who are griping about the referees, you are absolutely 100% justified, because I know a lot of those referees. They've ref a lot of games that I've called. Good people, but my gosh, that was a horrendously refereed game on the Plains.
And Auburn certainly has been the victim of that a lot already this year. We saw it out in Norman, Oklahoma. I'm sure there's something in College Station that probably didn't go right either. I just can't think of it off the top of my head, but certainly Saturday night at home, it happened again. Targeting calls, other type of stuff, whatever. I can live with that, just part of the game. But the incredibly long delay in the last 2 minutes of the first half, which I think took 40 minutes to play two.
Good Lord.
But I still, there again, look, I've never been in a replay booth. I just see what the network shows me. But it certainly, from the angles that I saw, it looked like he scored. Looked like the ball broke the plane. The ball comes out, whatever. Just a complete, screw up from the officiating standpoint.
As Brian Matthews would call it, a poo-poo show.
But there again, am I not correct in saying, there's got to be irrefutable evidence that this happened or that didn't happen or whatever? I just didn't see that. To me, to make that decision, that was a tough one.
Well, yeah, and we've had a couple of people make the point, hey, if Jackson Arnold gets across the goal line, stands up, hands the ball to the referee, there ain't no problem. He should have held on to it, and removed all doubt and all that. But I'm with you on that one. Your boy Kirby, after the game, of course, he's jumping up on a card table and he's woo doing the rodeo thing to the fans and all that kind of stuff. Kirby, come on, man. Act like you've been there before. If that had happened in the Alabama game, if you were to ever, beat Alabama and do that, you would be skewered on national TV. But that's not my biggest gripe with Kirby. After the game, John, in the press conference, he admitted that he was trying to call that timeout. He said, I caught a break on that one. I was calling a timeout until I looked up and I saw that there wasn't a timeout. That's a penalty. I'm not sure if it's either a delay of game penalty or an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. I think it's unsportsmanlike conduct. But he was, the Auburn safety was motioning to shift the defense along, and here comes Kirby racing his little behind over 20 yards, doing this big as day. And the referee gave him the timeout until he realized that he didn't have a timeout. Then he's screaming at the referee saying, I was just clapping. clapping. Yeah, he was clapping while he was running to the ref. And the referee gave it to him, and he reset the clock,
Unbelievable.
Kirby.
Obviously, you can't you can't have a review of something like that either. You might need to. You might need to install that as part of the review package.
If it had
crazy.
been,
that was certainly crazy as well.
If it had been the if it had been the South Alabama coach in the Auburn game, would they have given it to him upon further review? If it had been the Ball State coach or whoever the heck else Auburn's played, but it was Kirby Smart, of the Georgia Bulldogs, former national champion. They give it to him, and that could have been. I mean, it was just It was just awful.
But bottom line, is Jackson Arnold any good? Are they running the ball effectively enough? Are they running the ball enough? Why is the passing game not more effective? Why aren't they sending Cam Coleman down for more 50-50 balls? I mean, we can talk about the officials and all this, that, and the other, but still I see some execution problems out there. Maybe the play calling has maybe gotten a little bit better. I think it's improved from the losses in Norman and College Station.
Right.
But the bottom line is it's the personnel and it's the coaching. And does it make Auburn fans feel any better that their 3 losses have been to teams in the top 15? I mean, does it matter? I'm hearing a lot of that. I'm hearing a lot of, the officials and blah, 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 blah. But, we've gotten beat by top 15 teams. And, 2 of them are on the road. I mean, to me, it's like something to make me feel a little bit better. Well, I know we've lost 3, but, these teams are in the top 15. And you know what my response to that has always been? Well, you got to win some of these too. It's kind of like, well, we don't need to play these teams. You might get beat. You might win some too. It's time for Auburn to win one. And I think Saturday night is a really good opportunity to.
Well, there's a lot of people who are off the ship right now. Here's what we're hearing from Auburn people. If you're asking whether it makes them feel better, this is what we're hearing from the chat line. Now that Franklin's been fired at Penn State, Auburn better move fast or all the good candidates will be gone. That's from Ty. My buddy Dewey Oxberger, call him the Ox. Hey, Barry, could you forward John Sumrall's contact info over to John Cohen? We're going to get to some of the coaching things. Dennis Mitchell
he is in hog heaven. Wow.
I have gotten several texts from Dennis. We're going to get those later on. But we did, again, Troy played late on Saturday night, 7 o'clock. We were able to go to Black's Original Barbecue in San Marcos, and watch most of we'll watch all of the second half of the Alabama-Missouri game.
Yeah.
Alabama wins at 27-24.
That was earlier in the day. I thought you were talking about the Auburn game. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Alabama 27-24 over Missouri in Missouri. And I kept thinking, doesn't everybody know that Missouri hasn't played anybody? Mm-hmm. This shouldn't be a close game because the quality of a football team is measured by the teams they've beaten so far. Missouri looked pretty doggone good. If you ask
me. Who's the nation's leading rusher again?
Ahmad Hardy. Yes.
Got 52 yards? Huh. Wow. That seemed like a pretty good defensive performance to me, shutting this unbelievable running back down who has played nobody and finally did. And we saw what type of running back that he actually was.
Really?
Really? 50 yards? Nation's leading rusher?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's all I heard all week. This guy's the nation's leading rusher. Huh.
Which was true.
Central Arkansas, UMass,
Kansas.
Yeah, I forgot who else they
Louisiana.
I'll say this, Barry. Missouri is a physical football team, as Kalen DeBoer mentioned in his post-game press conference. I thought they were a little chirpy, a little mouthy. Got some penalties called on them for a little extracurricular activity, which is not needed. You think you're Joe Badass because you lay the wood to somebody, you're going to stand over him with your hands on your hips? Well, what good does that do? I've never understand why a guy wants to sit there, taunt a guy, stand over him because the flag's coming, and it did. So not the most disciplined team I've ever seen, but they are physical. I mean, I think Jam Miller and who was the other guy got knocked out of the game?
Oh, the wide receiver who I had not heard of before. Yeah,
I think their quarterback's pretty good. I'll say that. But this running back, I've seen better.
Well, I'm not saying he's the greatest in the history of the world or anything like that, but we'll give some grades coming up in a little bit. The coaching carousel has begun.
And Dennis, I don't know if Barry forwarded it to me, but somebody did. So I do know all of the coaching openings at this point, so don't panic, Dennis. I have seen that. And John from Wetumpka, you better get your mouth right because you're not right on those selections or that little jab you tried to throw at me earlier today. We'll get to that in about an hour.
Yeah. In the pick 4, I was 3 of 4. My strategy was to go opposite of the Phantoms picks. My wrong pick, Auburn lesson. Yeah. Never count on Auburn. Finally, if Jackson hadn't fumbled, it wouldn't be any issue at all.
Oh, what a coulda, shoulda.
We got a lot going on the program
I'll say
today.
this going to the break. Tom Luganville in about 15 minutes. I agree with PM, which is, you've heard me say that before hundreds of times. Auburn isn't firing Hugh Freeze. Not doing it.
There have been some changes. There have been 3 yesterday. James Franklin at Penn State, Trent Bray at Oregon State, UAB coach Trent Dilfer.
Who?
And for most of the population, what they said on Twitter was basically, today I learned that Trent Bray was the head coach at Oregon State and that Trent Dilfer was the head coach at UAB. But they're gone. James
Barry,
Franklin is gone.
I'm going to use a line I've used for, I don't know, as long as UAB's been around. Who outside of a 3-block radius of downtown Birmingham even knows Trent Dilfer or UAB?
It's funny.
I mean, it's a great medical school. They got a great hospital. I love them to death, but their football program is non-existent.
It's funny because it sounds, pretty random, but with John, it's always 3 blocks. It's not 7 blocks. It's not 3 miles. It's not, 3 kilometers. It's always 3 blocks within the UAB campus.
Think about it. Just a 3-block radius around the UAB practice field. Who knows about them? Nobody.
Well, and to John, that is absolutely the number one thing that matters. Who knows about you? Yeah. It's like Captain Jack Sparrow. You're the worst pirate I've ever heard of, but you have heard of me. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. For those newbies on the program, I don't normally sound like this. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs. Okay, welcome back in. About 18 minutes past the hour here on a Monday. So glad you're with us here. Wow, we're getting rolling right through the month of October.
Yep, we've got so much. Am I mistaken here? My memory is not what it used to be, but did not last year James Franklin take Penn State to within a game of the national championship?
Yes.
They lose by 3 to Notre Dame in the college football semifinals last year. And yesterday, Penn State decides they're going to pay the, whatever it is, $49 million to get rid of him now that he's lost 3 straight and his starting quarterback is done for the year. Does that seem fair? That doesn't seem fair.
It seems like the norm, though. I mean, these coaches get
Well, yeah.
fired and get this golden parachute, and everything's wonderful and fine, and they'll end up on some sports network as a commentator for a couple of years, and maybe fall back into coaching somewhere. But yeah, and well, I mean, what James Franklin's getting, $49 million, and understand if they did get rid of Freeze, he'd only be getting like only $18 million.
Only. Yep.
But I'd certainly take that. Looking forward to Luganville in about 10 minutes, as always. Couple of things.
He's
Alabama.
got his legal pad. He's got his notepad ready.
You mentioned Alabama. You look, I know how these people pin it. Like again, Phillips talking about, they've lost to 3 top 15 teams. Okay, great. To make you feel any better. And of course, Alabama's beaten 3 top 15 teams in a row, I believe. And Georgia, Vandy, and Missouri got another one coming in on Saturday with, Barry, it's Tennessee week. I should have mentioned that early. It's Tennessee week, folks.
Yep.
But Alabama's, where are they now? 6th in the nation? Because I'm going to get to this poll in a minute, too. That's kind of got me.
I'm on it. Keep going. I'm looking it up.
But Ty Simpson's playing well, no doubt. And the nation loves him. Every one of these talking heads out there is all over Ty Simpson. And great young man. Glad he's getting all the accolades. Hope Jam Miller's okay. He looked like he might have got a concussion. Probably know more about that later today. But I still don't think Alabama's got a running game. It's just, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not that breakaway, elusive, exciting running game. Ryan Williams, I didn't know he was hurt the previous game, but really didn't show up in Columbia on Saturday. I think he was dressed out. He didn't do anything.
What did Cam Proctor got like 2 touches on offense? Yeah. Ryan Williams got 0. Now we know why.
Defensively, they seem to have a little lapse early in the games. Teams kind of go to, I get those plays are scripted. You hear they run those scripted plays. And then once the game settles in, the defense seems to play better. They seem to be a better second half defense. But anyway, I still think they got to prove something to me. They bounced back. They're playing a lot better than they did when they went to Florida State, which still trying to figure that one out. But do I think this is a national championship team? No, I do not. Do I think they can make the playoffs? Well, yes, I think they can, but I don't see them in the same area with the Ohio States, Miami's. I was going to say Oregon, but that's really going to get to that in just a moment. But I don't know, something just kind of missing.
It is the run game, if you ask me, and it, sometimes a run defense. But I remember the tone of the conversation after Alabama lost to Florida State in the opener in Tallahassee. Everybody was wanting Kalen DeBoer's head. He's not the guy. Get rid of him while he can and all that. Well, now in the latest AP Top 25 poll, which doesn't mean diddly poo, they're number 6, right?
Yeah.
They're number 6, but they're the third highest rated SEC team. Ohio State 1, Miami 2, Indiana 3, then Texas A&M number 4, Ole Miss number 5, Alabama number 6.
And I know when we get to our midterm grades in the second hour, A&M's going to get a high one for me because I think right now A&M's the best team in the SEC, the best I've seen play.
If you notice, John has mentioned in each of the last 2 weeks, and I agree with him, otherwise I probably wouldn't bring it up. I agree with him. He mentioned last week that Vanderbilt to him really looked like an SEC team. Physical, which you don't normally expect.
Yep.
Already in our first segment, John mentions Missouri. I'll give it to them. They are physical. John, everybody has found out that you can't scheme to success in the SEC. You've got to be physical. And I think that's what Ohio State is. I think that's what Miami is. But more than anybody else, to your point, that's what Texas A&M is. They're just bludgeoning people left and right.
Yep.
I am with you. I am very impressed with Texas A&M, not because they've got a Manziel or they've got some dynamic playmakers, although they got some. John, they're just beating everybody they're just physically beating everybody down. And that plays every week, home and away.
It does. There's no doubt. It does. You can take physical anywhere. It'll fit in your suitcase pretty easily.
You're right. But also,
and you're right. It is a physical game, and and I'm seeing it all across the league, no doubt.
And Alabama, after the Florida State loss, you know what the national people were saying, and a lot of the people around here were saying it as well. Florida State's really good. Alabama's no good.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out neither one of those is true.
Well,
Florida State is not very good, and Alabama, to me, they looked the part. It's the physicality that worries me.
I'm not sure Florida State's any good, particularly defensively. They can't stop anybody, nor is Wisconsin, who Alabama's played. They're no good. They're terrible. La Mo, we know, is not any good. So Alabama basically has beaten 3 ranked teams, 3 in a row, Georgia, Vandy, and Missouri at this point. So there again, more tests on the way, a big one Saturday night. But Barry, am I delusional here? What did Mr. Hand say? Are you people on dope?
What are you people on dope?
Am I being led to believe here?
Oh boy,
that teams like this, you know how I describe teams like this: Indiana, Texas Tech, Georgia Tech, BYU, Virginia, South Florida, Memphis,
Nouveau Riche.
All in the top 25?
You know the Longshore isms by heart. Johnny Come-Latelys, Flash in the Pans, Nouveau Riche.
What are these teams doing in the top 25?
Let me tell you, Indiana is all that.
Yeah, well.
They're number 3 in the nation. But John says.
With my own eyes Saturday, I'm thinking, this can't be right.
They're Indiana.
They're impressive.
That's what John's thinking.
Yeah.
They're the Hoosiers, for gosh sakes. So those are some of the things we've seen so far. This is a difficult enterprise, college football. James Franklin, he has won 10 games in a season over and over and over again. He gets Penn State to the national semifinals last year, loses by 3 to Notre Dame. And the next year, he doesn't make it halfway through the season before they cut him loose. 2 things. Number 1, they better have a lot of money. And number 2, they better already have had a coach in mind.
Well, Barry, that's my first requirement. If you're going to fire a coach, you better have the replacement in your back pocket. And doing it mid-season, I would think makes it a little bit more difficult. All right, when we come back, Tom Luganbill, ESPN college football analyst. In the next hour, we are handing out the midterm grades. We're at the midway point. We're going to see who's grading well and who's not, who needs some improvement, and who needs to stay on track. We'll do that. Always your comments as well on our River Region Straw chat line. Email longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com.
Despite John's lobbying with all of his college professors, we are not going to go pass-fail.
No.
We're going to give you letter grades on all of them. Something to chew on. Glad you're with us here. It's our Monday show. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry and Longshore and McKnight are giving you the opportunity to win a 1-carat lab-grown diamond valued at $500. Pick the exact score for either the Auburn or Alabama games each week. Limit 1 entry per person, per household, per game. You can enter anytime beginning Monday morning the week of the games, and all entries must be received before kickoff of each game. Enter by emailing your picks to longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. That's longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. And in the subject line, type in diamonds. 1 additional entry to win a 1-carat natural diamond valued at $3,000 will be up for all weekly winners to pick the score in the national championship game. Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, 8163 Vaughan Road in Peppertree, adjacent to Chappie's Deli. Open 7 days a week, or check them out at marguerites.com. At Marguerites, they make it. They really make it.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is excited to participate in our annual Catch Me in Pink campaign. raising money for cutting-edge breast cancer research. We partnered locally with the Joy to Life Foundation and Vera Bradley to help raise significant funds in support of the cause. Each week, we are giving away prizes locally in addition to our national grand prize, a tropical trip for two. To enter, simply snap an Ussie of you and a pink-clad Dixie employee and enter it on our website. Dixie will donate money for every photo that's submitted, and you will be entered to win big.
Ooh, all right, back at it here on this Monday, bottom of the hour. We bring in our man Tom Luginbill, ESPN college football analyst. Lugs, good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning. I heard that last segment before you went to break. You know damn well you audited all your classes.
You got me. You got me.
Yep. Hey, very few people would look at their college report card and say, C-. Yes. All right.
Yeah,
C's get degrees.
That's right.
Luke, I was the guy when the professor said, if you like your grade where it is, you don't have to take the final. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to reveal something that is very alarming, but I take a lot of pride in it. Okay. I got my undergrad degree in 4 years to the day, and I got my master's degree in right around 15 months. And in doing so, never one time stepped foot in the library on any college campus.
Wow. You know what? We have something in common because I didn't either.
Yeah, I'm not even sure John.
That's pre-internet.
Yeah, I'm not sure John even knew where it was, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
John's heading to class. Somebody says, "Can you tell me where the library is?" And John's,
yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. Penn State, James Franklin, justified or not? Can you see any logic there? And if so, where?
God, yes. And listen, and I've been fortunate over the last 10, 12 years. I've probably had 6 or 7 Penn State games, including both of their playoff games last year.
Yeah.
And the job he has done has been remarkable when you look at where the program was when he took it over, how far down it had come. Obviously, the scandal, where they were at, it needed his type of stability and proven program building method, which he has. The problem is this is a thankless job and the most bottom line profession on the planet, right? And when you are a combined 1-13 against Ohio State and Michigan, you are 4-21 against top 10 ranked AP teams. You are 1-15 against top 5 opponents. At the end of the day, after 12 years, that's going to haunt you each and every week. And then what happens is you go out and you skate against the 2 bottom feeders in the conference and get beat. Guys, Ole Miss went out and went on cruise control at home against Washington State and still won the game. And Penn State loses to Northwestern and UCLA. You can't, with that roster coming back and with the caliber of players they're playing with, that goes directly to preparation and coaching. And I hate to say that because I come from a coaching background. I come from a coaching family, but that's the bottom line here. And that's reality. And that's the reality of the profession.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you hit on it. With all that returning talent, all that experience coming back from that playoff run last year, it's got to be coaching. I mean, these guys just didn't learn how to – I mean, they just did suddenly not become athletic. It's a head scratcher.
It is a head scratcher, and it's frustrating, and it's super unfortunate. It's unfortunate for the kids, the fan base, the alumni, the people that pour their heart and soul into all of this. As we know, there is a ton of money involved. I don't think that's an issue here for Penn State. And I think one of the reasons why this was something they felt like they could do is because the money wasn't an issue. So when the money's not an issue, the expectation is way up here. Okay. And so I think you make this move and you make it now because of the world that we're living in with the transfer portal, the early signing period now, before conference championship, you're trying to salvage anything that you can to put your program in a position now with the one-time transfer portal window moving to January. You got to have somebody in place for that entire month leading into that moment to create the best possible options for you going into 2026.
I want to ask you two. I'm going to skip one because totally impressed with Eastern Kentucky's home win over Austin P over the weekend.
Big rank W for the young lad.
Toot, got that going. But how surprised were you about the result out in Eugene between Indiana and Oregon, Tom?
You know, I was asked about previewing this game a lot for some of my ESPN responsibilities last week. And, you know, my insight was that Indiana, to really win everybody over, Indiana knows they're a good football team. They know they can play with anybody. But you have those hump moments, right? And those moments are getting a big win on the road versus a great football team. And remember, the week before, they went on the road to Iowa, which I don't know if you guys have ever been to Kinnick Stadium. That place is sneaky difficult to play at, right?
It is.
So they go out, they have their worst offensive performance statistically of the season, and they end up winning on a last-minute touchdown, 20-15. Okay, great win, you went out on the road, but you didn't play great. And Iowa's not Oregon, right?
Right.
And I just felt it was really critical for this team to go out and play well. And the quarterback, who is a top 5 pick, in my opinion, they needed to win because of him, not with him, not in spite of him. He needed to have that coming out moment of winning the football game on the road in an environment like that. And he did. And I listen, this game played like 2 national championship contenders, didn't it? Back and forth, trading blows, kind of getting a feel for one another. The margin of error is razor thin. If you made a mistake, you better hope that other team makes one too. Like, I thought it was a really well-played football game between 2 extremely well-coached football teams and 2 teams that have superior quarterback play.
Tom Luganville joining us as he does each and every Monday, brought to you by our good friends at Riverbank and Trust. Riverbank and Trust with locations throughout the river region, throughout the state of Alabama. Luke, I'm sure you've heard about it. You heard about it Saturday when it happened. What went on inside Jordan-Hare Stadium Saturday night? Are officials in the SEC just relying too much on the video booth to make the calls?
No, I don't think so. And to be honest with you, that really doesn't matter, because if you call it a touchdown or you call it a fumble, it's going up to the booth either way. So you're going to have to rely on that component from an officiating standpoint. Now, listen, I mean, do I think the ball crossed a millimeter of the plane before it got dislodged? Yeah, I do. I mean, that's my visual of it. They felt like they didn't have indisputable video evidence. And you know, there was 1 turnover in the game. And that was it.
That was it.
Right? So now you're talking about being up 17-0 versus going in the locker room and you're Auburn, you're only up by 3. I think the thing that stands out to me, and by the way, Auburn was much better on 3rd down this past game, played a lot better in that regard, which they had been so poor on.
Right.
But guys, how many times are we talking about it every week? 11 penalties. Still. Like they cannot get out of penalty prison. It's unbelievable. And so, but I will say this, and I agree with Hugh Freeze. They find ways to lose games. But at the same time, when you watch them, you're like, they can play with anybody. Like, that defense is a handful. I mean, they really are. There are 120 teams out there in college football right now to trade their defensive football team for that one. And so I feel for Auburn fans, but the bottom line is they let 1 play in the game, 1 play, mentally affect their entire football team for 2 full quarters. And you can't do that. You got to be more mature than that.
What about Alabama, Missouri? Missouri's physicality impressed both John and me, but again, cannot overstate how difficult it is to go on the road in the SEC against a ranked team and pull out a victory. Alabama did so. What are your impressions?
Listen, I was impressed with both teams. I find it interesting that what we're starting to see with this Alabama defense is a trend early, right? And they did it against Vanderbilt too, where early on the team just goes right down the field. And then they go, okay, we kind of got a feel for what they're doing. Let's kind of put the clamps down and we'll settle this thing for the next, 3 3/4 quarters. which is what they did there. I mean, that drive, you looked at that first drive, you're like, oh my goodness, what, holy smokes, right?
Yeah.
I thought that Ty Simpson is so good. You know, and I'm going to say this, and some people are going to say, you're full of baloney. He reminds me so much of Andrew Luck at Stanford. That's how he's playing. Accuracy, footwork, athleticism. That 4th and 8 throw that he made in the fourth quarter,
that was big.
Drifting to his left, he dropped it in the bucket right along the sideline. I was like, come on, man. I mean, the throw on the touchdown, the 30-yard rope on the post route there, I think in the second quarter, was like a magical throw. Hopefully Jam Miller is going to be okay, but I think Jam Miller brings something to that offense that Riley and maybe Daniel Hill don't. It makes the run game explosive. He can make the run game explosive. And I love the aggressiveness of Eli Drinkowitz. I mean, that was a hell of a gamble to run that big punt right there. Yeah. In that territory at that time of the game. And if they get it, who knows what happens. But this is a resilient Alabama football team that finds ways to make the right play at the right time. I guess that's the way that I would describe them right now.
Yeah. You know, the fourth downs, I mean, DeBoer has a history of going forward on fourth down.
He's coaching unapologetically. That's what he's doing. He's coaching as if the ghosts of Bear Bryant, Nick Saban, every Alabama alumni fan booster who would be breathing down the neck all the time. You should be doing it this way. You should do this. You should do that. And he's like, the hell with it. This is what we're going to do. And Ryan Grubb just keeps coming up with ways to incorporate Caden Proctor. And it is so much fun, guys.
What have you seen, Lugs, in DeBoer since the Florida State game? I mean, a guy like you that's on the sidelines with the coaches a lot, knows what to be looking for. I mean, I'm hearing what people are saying. I'm just interested what your thoughts are about what him against Florida State in game one to today.
I think he made a conscious decision to say, I'm going to coach this team the way I think is best without worrying about what the criticism is going to be. Which is hard to do when you take that job, guys. I mean, let's call it what it is. You take the Alabama job. You're following a 17-year reign of Nick Saban's dominance over college football. And don't act like it's not going to be human nature a little bit to maybe coach tentatively sometimes for fear of the backlash if things go wrong, right?
Right.
And then I think that he just finally, and maybe it wasn't even since the Florida State game, I would say it's maybe going into the Georgia game. And it was, you know what? The hell with all of this. We're going to coach this thing our way aggressively. And if they don't like it and things don't work out, they can run me out of town. Right. And I'll be fine with it because I will be able to put my head on a pillow knowing I did it my way. And I just think maybe early on that wasn't necessarily the mindset, you know, and again, this is my opinion. I'm not saying that's the case, but they just seem to be coaching aggressively, freer, not worrying about anything else but what we're trying to do to get the end result that we desire.
What do you think it'll come down to in Tuscaloosa when Tennessee comes in Saturday night?
Oh, my goodness.
What's important?
I think, you know, Tennessee's done a pretty good job of protecting the ball, as has Alabama. You know, that game versus Arkansas, you know, Arkansas basically won every statistical category except they turned the ball over 3 times and Tennessee didn't. And at the end of the day, that's the only, you know, the mark that really matters. But first of all, it's a rivalry game. So I think you got to pull out all the stops. You got to leave it all out on the field for both teams. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little razzle dazzle. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little wrinkle here. Maybe something in the kicking game. But the quarterback play, in my opinion, this is going to be, not that the Georgia game wasn't a big deal for Joey Aguilar. Obviously it is. But now you're on the road. You're not at home like you were versus that game. You're in a rivalry game where this thing means so much. And there are going to be college football playoff implications, all right, for both teams. So Joey Aguilar, this is going to be his maybe Fernando Mendoza moment, right? As I mentioned with the game on the road at Oregon this past weekend.
Yep.
And so I do think the quarterback play is going to be critical, and I would say that there's a lot riding on Joey Aguilar's shoulders.
Missouri, believe it or not, is making their first road trip, and it's to Jordan-Hare Saturday night. How do you think that atmosphere is going to be? Is it going to be a little flat after what happened against Georgia, or do they regroup? And what's the outlook in your mind for Auburn and Missouri?
Well, I don't know about the team, but I know that atmosphere is never flat. I mean, when you go to an Auburn game, those folks show up and those students show up and they get riled up, and it is a difficult place to play. It is the team, though, that you have to look at and say, okay, is this going to be the week that we commit 3 penalties instead of 12? Is this going to be the week that, we're really efficient on third down, which they were better last week? I would say that they got to be a little careful defensively with some of the risk stuff, because Bo Pribula is really, really athletic and can run. But what we saw this past weekend is he'll throw the ball up for grabs too. He'll take some risks with the football. I think maybe Auburn defensively can force them maybe into some decisions and some errors. And again, like you said, on the road, first time, hostile environment, you've got to create opportunity here, in my opinion, if you're Auburn.
It's one of our favorite times of the year because we're in a stretch where there's a college football game, college or pro, every day until after Thanksgiving. There's games tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I'm guessing you'll be at East Carolina on Thursday?
Yeah, for the third time in a row, for crying out loud. I'm practically the television broadcast crew for East Carolina football. We got Tulsa coming into town, and so that'll be interesting. I think I know ECU's pretty good. I think I know that team pretty well. That was a heck of a game last week versus Tulane. It was a heartbreaker for ECU right there in the last 2 minutes of the game. But we'll see what Tulsa brings to town coming off of a bye.
Luke, I've enjoyed your little pregame activities with Matt Berry. Did I see this right? You had a little alligator last week?
Yeah, I did it under protest. And thank God it was bacon wrapped, as I mentioned on air, because that fixes everything if you don't like the taste of something. Sure. The problem with the alligator thing is the visual of it is so unappealing, because you got like the gnarly claws and then the actual heads right there, and the rest of it's all wrapped in bacon. And but I will say this, man. We always do our food stuff each and every week on SportsCenter at 2:00, and that New Orleans food, man, is a different animal. I mean, from gumbo to shrimp and grits to you name it. But yes, I did try the alligator. It was better than I thought it would be.
Well, chewy, I've heard.
It is. It's a little chewy. A little gamey.
But hey, if you're saying the visual of it was a little bit unappealing, we have fought through that for this program for so long to success. We've had to deal with that every show, Tom. And
I'll tell you what, man, faces for radio are what built this profession, right?
You better believe it.
By the way, one last thing. We didn't talk about this game. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Texas A&M is going to be a problem for everybody.
Yes.
So now for 3 weeks, do you know how many first down conversions they've allowed?
I'm trying to remember who they hit me.
3. They've allowed 3 third down conversions in 3 weeks.
Auburn, Mississippi State, and Florida.
They didn't allow any to Auburn. I do know that.
Oh, man. I'm with
Holy
you.
smokes.
We talked about it before you came on with us, and I see where they're ranked, but to me, what I've seen at the midway point, A&M's the best team in the league right now.
Yeah, they'll bludgeon you.
They will. You know what they're a lot like? They're a lot like Miami. Their best players are at quarterback, offensive line, and defensive line, and they just bloody your nose.
Over
They do.
and over and over again. Luke's, as always, we do appreciate it very much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Have a good one, guys.
Take care.
You too, buddy. Tom Luganville joining us today. He does each and every Monday, brought to you by our good friends at River Bank and Trust. Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the River Bank and Trust difference, and they invite you to experience it for yourself. I'm a River Bank customer, have been for many, many years. Great people there for personal and business. River Bank and Trust. Go by and see them today.
Well, more to come in just a moment. Let's take a break. It's Longshore McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. You know, many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272. Okay, back at it, about 9 minutes to the top of the hour. Well, hate to tell everybody, but no winner in the Pick the Score contest. The picks just weren't good this week. I got to tell you. I mean, we've had a couple of weeks. We had some folks right on it. Not this week. Didn't do a good job in predicting the score, but hey, you got this week with Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, and Missouri. Those games are going to be up for grabs for you to pick to win the 1-carat lab-grown diamond valued at $500 to get you into the national championship drawing. Of course, for the natural-grown 1-carat diamond, which is valued at over $3,000. So we got that working for us here. So we'll be telling you about that all week long. But the picks weren't good. Let's get it better this week. Let's tighten up. Come on.
You know who the real winner was over the weekend, besides Kirk Cignetti at Indiana, and besides, big win for Kirby, big win for Kalen.
Yeah.
The real winner this weekend in college football, 15 years after the fact, Cam Newton. Was that not heartwarming? Was that not just a university opening its arms to one of its favorite sons? Was that not just everything that is right and good with college football? From, him having his kids there.
Oh.
From him, I mean, he is distinctive in his dress. Didn't used to be. I remember when he was at Auburn, he had a standard, very nice haircut. Always remember him in the number 2 jersey, which nobody else will ever wear again.
Yeah.
At Auburn. And never,
I got to tell you, Barry,
the orange and blue rep tie at the Heisman pick.
Yeah, that looked good.
He doesn't look like that
No,
anymore. But then again, I don't look like I did when I was in college.
Yeah, but you still look good in a coat and tie. And I do remember the blue blazer with the orange and blue rep tie, the big smile. That's how I remember Cam. Not so much with the sunglasses and whatever it is. But, I feel fortunate too, Barry, because a lot of people provide me with some nuggets that I pass along on the show. I'll share one with you. As you bring up Cam Newton in the halftime ceremony, which unfortunately, Barry, I did not watch. Halftime, I was doing something else, maybe, I don't know, fixing dinner, who knows. Fans of a team that employs Hugh Freeze and is honoring Cam Newton tonight on a field named for Pat Dye are upset about rule enforcement. I don't know who came up with that one, but I thought that's pretty clever. That's
one more time with a little feeling. Just pretend like you're Alistair Cook and you're moderating Masterpiece Theater.
Excuse me. This action, Bear, I believe, was on Tighter Insider is where this came from.
Hey,
so let me
okay,
cite the
so
source.
Just imagine John's in a smoking jacket with a pipe in a comfortable, overstuffed chair with a fireplace in the back.
Yeah. This was off of Tighter Insider, so let me cite where it came from. Fans of a team that employs Hugh Freeze and is honoring Cam Newton tonight on a field named for Pat Dye are upset about rule enforcement. I don't know how these people think this stuff up, but yeah. So I did not see the halftime show. I did see Bruce Pearl up in a box with Charles Barkley. I saw that. And we don't need to bring Bruce into it, I guess, because that's basketball, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Here's what else I got, Barry. And this is probably more the meat of the matter. And I want to thank my friends and colleagues out there who send me this information
constantly.
This came maybe 3 minutes after the final horn sounded. Hugh Freeze has won. He's 1-11 versus nationally ranked teams since he's been at Auburn. Lost 11 of 12. Who's the one team he beat?
I'm going to have to look that up because that's what most people are using about Hugh. He inherited a dire situation. The roster's better.
Yeah.
But John asked me this, I guess it was either last week or the week before, where is his signature win? And I'm like, well, you could.
Is it A&M in overtime last year? Were they even ranked?
That's what Auburn fans are pining for. They are thoroughly prepared to root for Hugh and get behind him and stand with Coach Freeze. If he could just give him something.
Now there's more, Barry. That's not the only thing they sent me.
All right. Remember, we still have about an hour left in the program, and we still have
14-17 overall since he's been at Auburn.
That is true. I can say that, yes.
And 5-13 against the SEC. Whoa.
Well, you cannot say that if you're an Auburn fan, especially maybe if you're an Alabama fan and obsess over it. You cannot say that without talking about just how much better and for how much longer Gus Malzahn's record was at Auburn. You cannot mention the fact that Hugh is 14-17, and what'd you say in the league, 5-13?
5-13, yeah.
Without mentioning, why did we ever get rid of Malzahn?
I've wondered that too. I think a lot of Auburn people have.
Any more? Anything?
There again.
Any strays there?
I'm going to agree with PM today. I've read a lot of PM over the last 24 hours.
You did say that, and I was going to refer back to this.
There's a couple of things that I don't agree with.
Again, Philip Marshall, college football editor, auburnundercover.com, John's favorite writer.
I'll tell you what I do agree with him on, and I'll tell you what I don't agree with him on.
All right.
I don't think, Barry, that they're going to get rid of Hugh Freeze.
I don't
unless the bottom falls out. Unless some off-the-field issue or they just don't show up against Missouri and Arkansas over the next couple of weeks. I mean, this Missouri going to be a little tougher because they're physical. I was a little more impressed with them than I thought. But they're at Arkansas, then Kentucky. I mean, they should be able to get through this gauntlet. But unless the bottom falls out, I do not think they're going to get rid of Hugh Freeze. And now I don't know if I'm going to go as far as to say that the Freeze will be back for year 4, because depending on how the rest of the season plays out, I could see some kind of graceful exit, health issues, whatever, and I'm moving on. So I'm not going to go as far as he'll make it to year 4, but I just don't think they get rid of him in the middle of the year. I think they're just going to tough it out.
I agree 100% with all of that. What do you disagree?
Well, he made a statement about whatever happens that John Cohen and the president, who is, what's his name? The president of Auburn.
Chris Roberts.
Chris Roberts and John Cohen will make the final decision after, of course, conferring with some of the higher ups, board of trustees, well-heeled alums, whatever, but they're going to make the decision. And the only thing I disagree with that about is let me play the part of well-heeled alum or board of trustee member.
Okay.
Hey, John, we want you to fire this guy. Get rid of him.
No, I say
John
no,
Cohen's
sir.
John
No,
Cohen
that
said,
shan't
"No,
happen.
I'm making the decisions here. I'm not firing him." So the athletic director, after conferring with the big dogs, is going to go against them and basically throw it back in their face and say, "No, I'm not firing him. I'm keeping him." That I don't believe so much.
Well, he did also say this, and this is actually a good point, even though he uses his favorite writing mechanism, which is asking himself a question.
Mm-hmm.
Philip Marshall says, quote, "Any kind of move before the season is over is highly unlikely.
I agree.
After the season, I will say what I have said all along. Barring a catastrophe, Freeze will get a fourth season. What is a catastrophe? Losing to 3 teams now ranked in the top 13, 2 of them on the road, does not qualify."
Well, there
Very
again,
good
using that top 15, I don't want to say it's an excuse. It isn't, because no doubt it's a fact. I mean, those are good teams. 2 of them are on the road. The Oklahoma and A&M on the road, lose to Georgia. So they have played some really good competition. But you know what Auburn fans don't want to hear? We're good enough too. We're a big boy. We got to win these type games. This is a tough league. You got to go on the road and win some of these. You got to host to Georgia and beat them from time to time. That's what's frustrating. That's what they can't figure out. Is it play calling? Is it coaching? Whatever it may be. But you can't use that as an excuse. It's kind of like, that drives me crazy. We don't want to play them. We might lose. That drives me insane. You might win too. Here's where here's my where I disagree.
Okay.
Major donors, the kind who give millions toward roster building, have more power now than they ever have had. No Power 4 program can win without them. How are they feeling? Question he asked himself. Any decisions that are made will be made by athletics director John Cohen and president Chris Roberts. But they have no choice but to listen to those people.
Of course.
Well, is it like listening to Charlie Brown's school teacher? Or is it listening to him and bobbing your head going, "Yep, okay, I get it. You want that? Sure, okay. I'll take care of that. Okay, it'll be done by noon tomorrow." I know they're the athletic director and the president, but they are going to hear what these people have to say and the feelings that they have and the direction they want the program to go in if they're going to continue to put millions of dollars into it.
These people are, after all, usually the reason why they're able to put millions and millions of dollars into it, John, is because they are good business people. And you and I were talking about this well before NIL was ever the law of the land. It was just a concept, right? And we were talking about what it would look like if NIL was the law of the land. And you and I were both saying, look, these people, they don't consider donating to the NIL, to RevShare or whatever, as charity. They don't consider that as just doing something out of the goodness of their heart. They expect a return, right?
Yeah.
They consider it an investment. And everybody who has gotten to that point financially expects a return on their investment. And if they're not getting a return on their investment, they will find somebody who will help them get a return on their investment. That is just business.
No doubt. That is. It's business. It's the way the game's being played now. All right, when we come back, midterm grades will be handed out. Where do we stand with the 16 teams in the Southeastern Conference? Halfway through, who's in good shape? Who needs to buckle down and bring the teacher an apple? We'll let you know.
Yeah, let's hope John's not as tough a grader as some of those who were whenever he and I were in school. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
This isn't going to work. No matter what we say, some people still drive drunk. But we're Budweiser. Giving a damn is what we do. So, if you think it's okay to drive drunk, if you think it's something that's debatable, or you just simply don't care, this Bud is not for you. Give a damn. Don't drive drunk. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Prattville Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the River region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk, stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Prattville Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117, or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet. All righty, welcome back in. About 7 minutes past the top of the hour here on this Monday. It is midterm Monday. Where do the teams in the SEC stand? Barry, we go from alphabetical order. We go from bottom to top. And where do you want to start here?
Let's go bottom to who gets the worst grades.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. I was just doing alphabetically. Ooh, I don't know. You've thrown me for a loop there.
Okay, yeah, let's go alphabetically if you want.
That'll be easier. Alabama. Right now, the number, sixth ranked team in the country, I believe.
According to the AP poll, but what do they know?
What do they know? All right. 3 teams that they've played I don't think are any good. And I'm putting Florida State in there because they have yet to win an ACC game. They're 0-for in the league.
Ooh.
But they showed up against Bama. But I don't think they're any good. I don't think you at Lamo is, obviously, nor is Wisconsin. They're pathetic. So Bama's really played 3 teams. All of them ranked, 2 of them on the road. Kudos to them, but I think there's some improvement. Barry, I'm going to give the Tide right now an A-.
Okay, fair.
A-. And looking back, Barry, for our win totals that we did, probably, I don't know how many months ago, wrote it down.
You kept those?
Oh,
Yikes.
I did.
Ooh.
I had Bama at over 8.5. You had them under 8.5.
Yeah, well, they've got 5
Uh-huh.
right now with
That's
6
right.
to go.
That's true.
And don't forget, later on, they do host the fabled Panthers of Eastern Illinois before the Iron Bowl.
Yeah, ooh, I could have sat here all day and not told you what their mascot was, nor what city they are from in Illinois.
They call them Illinois, yes.
All right. Arkansas is the next team alphabetically. They've gotten rid of their coach. They played Tennessee tough, unless they, might have could have beat them if they didn't turn the ball over as much as they did. But This is about where I thought Arkansas would be, so I'm going to give them like a C, I guess.
C.
I mean, it's kind of
Good
where I thought
gosh,
they'd be.
John. So if you're really good
C
and you have a
minus.
bad year, you get worse than if you're really bad and are playing really bad.
Now, Barry, I'm factoring in they fumbled twice inside the 5 for the go-ahead touchdown.
It's their own fault.
Okay, C minus. I'll
Unbelievable.
go C minus.
Okay.
I wish I wasn't expecting a lot from them.
This is why John has a diploma from Jeff Davis High School. I mean, he wasn't a great student, but we didn't expect a lot from him,
Yeah, exactly. I love what they used to say. We're
that?
grading on a curve. I used to love
Evidently
that.
so.
Yeah.
Arkansas is an F.
F. We both had them going under 5.5. What's their record, by the way, anyway?
Well, they've lost 4 in a row, so they're 2-4.
Okay. All right. 2-4. We got them at under 5.5. So we're looking pretty good on that. Auburn is the next team in alphabetical order. Is Baylor any good? I mean, I'm wondering if Auburn
They're okay.
They're okay because Ball State and South Alabama are not, but Auburn's played 3 really good teams the last 3 games, 2 of them on the road.
All of them ranked.
All of them ranked, but I think Auburn's problem is play calling, quarterback play, offensive line still a little shaky. Defense I'm impressed with, but right now I had Auburn at over 7.5 wins for the year. You did as well. But right now I'm giving Auburn, I got to give them a C.
You're about to give Arkansas a C.
C minus.
Well, upon advisement. They play Arkansas in 2 weeks in Fayetteville. Probably in the morning.
The game of the C's.
A C.
I mean,
C's right for Auburn. C's right. Maybe. Yeah, C is right for them. I do agree with you. I just
maybe
can't
I'm
believe.
a liberal grader. There's a few things in my life that I am a liberal on. Letting everybody into the college football playoff and grading, because believe
sports
me,
gaming. Yeah.
Yeah. Whew, I needed as much liberal grading as I could get.
That's exactly right. He needed Maxine Waters grading.
You ain't kidding. AOC, you kidding me?
Yeah, no doubt.
So
Florida.
Auburn with a C?
Yeah, Auburn with a C.
Florida, sometimes I feel sorry for Florida. But they did beat Texas, right? They did beat Texas. They got beat by Texas A&M last week. Miami beat them back.
Doubled up by Texas A&M. Yeah.
South Florida beat them. Yeah.
They are 2-4. Their wins are against Long Island University and Texas.
They beat Texas, so I was going to give them a D, but I'm going to give them a C minus.
Are you going to give anybody a D?
Well, it's coming.
Just go ahead and.
It's coming. We got Barry, we both have
2-4 Gators. And you feel sorry for Florida. Do you feel sorry for their very, very large recruiting base of talent in and around the Gainesville area? Are you sorry about their multi-million-dollar football budget? Are you sorry for their thousands upon thousands of rabid fans in Gator Nation?
So you're trying to sway my grade here. What I say, C minus? Yeah, but we both have Florida going over 6.5 wins. We got some ground to make up.
They got 2 with 6 to go.
Yeah. Don't like our chances.
I don't either. All right. The Georgia
Bulldogs are up next with 1 loss, that being to Alabama. What else is new? But, besides Alabama, well, they did go to Knoxville and they beat Tennessee. The
only reason why I'm giving Georgia the benefit of the doubt as all is because Kirby was college friends with your wife, who's pretty cool. Do national championship coaches jump on a folding table on the sidelines after the game and do the erotic, the erotic grind to the fans?
Was that an erotic grind? I thought it was just
After
kinda
winning
like,
because of the referees, I'm
yeah.
down on Kirby.
Huh.
He's been courteous to us in several guest
Huh.
appearances with you and me, but
He was just excited. He did give his son a hug when the game was over. I don't know if you saw that. He ran down the sidelines and hugged his son. I'm giving Georgia a B minus. We got them both going over 9.5 wins. I think somebody else is going to beat Georgia, maybe Texas later in the year, maybe. They look good against OU Saturday, but heck, maybe Georgia Tech.
maybe Georgia Tech. That's what I
Yeah.
was about to say. Yep.
But I'm going to give Georgia a B minus at this point.
I give him a B,
Yeah.
you
I'm
know.
going to give you a B minus.
Yep. You and I
Somewhere
are in
in there.
agreement there. It's about
Now,
what we expect.
Kentucky, this a D. I mean, I like Mark Stoops, I really do, but this is a losing proposition. They just need to go ahead and start. Maybe up there in Lexington, they are thinking about who their next coach is going to be before they make the move on Stoops, and I think that'll be a graceful exit as well. Guys, the dean of SEC coaches brought some excitement up there to their football program and a basketball school, but this is a D. And we knew this in the summer.
Yeah,
Kentucky's not
yeah.
going to be good, and they're not any good.
When they announced that Zach Calzada was going to be their starting quarterback at the beginning of the season, there were two reactions.
Yep.
Mine was, boy, they must be really hurting. And John's was, Zach Calzada's at Kentucky? I thought he was like somewhere in there. Okay, so
That's right.
when that is your guy, the expectations can't be high. They've lost 2 in a row. And they've lost them badly at South Carolina, at Georgia. That's a D. That's a D.
Yeah. That's a D. That's my first D of the day. They were off this week. They got Texas coming into Lexington on Saturday.
What did we have win total?
Oh, for Kentucky, we both had under 4.5.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Easy. They may beat Tennessee Tech in mid-November.
Maybe.
That's about it. Literally.
LSU is up next in alphabetical order. I've kind of lost track of them. I think South Carolina gave them a game, because I was kind of watching some other stuff because Auburn was on at the same time. But they kind of fiddle-farted around against South Carolina. We've known we know what's happened prior to that. I think, Kelly, LSU fans they're about had it. They can't take much more of this.
They're 5-1.
Yeah.
Their only loss came against an Ole Miss team that's now number 4 in the country.
Yeah.
They are, this was going to be their year. Go Tigers. Garrett Nussmeier hasn't been much, John. He's been maybe the biggest disappointment in the SEC.
Yeah, Saints don't draft him. Go after Mac Jones. Had another good day yesterday.
Yeah, he took too many sacks, though. Yeah.
Well, that's on his offensive line. I mean, that's kind of like Jackson Arnold,
Probably so.
LSU, Barry, at this time, I know they've only lost 1 game, but I'm still not impressed. I'm going to give them a C+.
Oh, I'll give them a B. I give them
more
a B.
out of them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like that girl you were copying from on the test, on the midterm test.
Mm-hmm.
She made a C, and you're like, girl's been an A+ student ever since I started copying off of her in the 3rd grade. She hasn't been, you're depending on somebody to carry their weight so you can copy off of them, and she's not been that good. That's like LSU. You're depending upon Garrett Nussmeier.
Sure am.
And he has been throwing it to the opposing team way too much.
I actually had a guy, Barry, my first freshman year in Tuscaloosa was actually copying off my paper, and I looked at him and said, buddy, you're in trouble.
Yeah. I don't want to tell you, but you got no shot.
Break it to you.
Well, one more. We'll be halfway through.
Yes.
We'll go. All right. Ole Miss will go next, even though they begin with an O. They technically begin with an M. So we'll go Ole Miss. We're halfway through. Then we'll take a break after this.
So, I can't say I was expecting it, but Ole Miss has always got this clunker game every year that they play. Saturday
At
was
least
Washington
one.
State. That Washington State's got the lead. They're running all up and down the field on them. And you leave it to Kiffin when he says, our offense didn't show up, kind of like the student section today.
He did. He did say that. You're skewering the student section. You don't mess with the student section because They won't come if you
Yeah,
if you
and
diss
they
them.
showed it.
You'll-
I mean, it was was it 11? I guess it was an 11 o'clock kick. You can't leave the Grove.
It was 11:45.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's way too early to be leaving the Grove.
Next two games for Ole Miss will really give them an
Yeah.
opportunity to help their grade. But right now, I got to give Ole Miss an A. Without their starting quarterback,
Yeah,
I got to give them an A right now. They are
I'm gonna
6-0,
give them an
number
A.
4 in the country.
And Barry, really, I hate to say it, but LSU's the only team they've played. You know, they played one team. And I was expecting Tulane to give them a little bit more of a fight, which they didn't. That's just a sore loss on my part.
Right.
With the spread. But I want to know if Ole Miss is for real. They go to Athens this Saturday. Maybe we'll get a little bit better feel. We had both had Ole Miss. Wow, believe it or not, Barry, we both had Ole Miss going under 8.5.
Ooh, and right now they are 6-0. They'll beat the Citadel. They'll beat South Carolina, and they're going to win the Egg Bowl. So
yeah,
I give them an A right now.
When we get back, we are going to release the Phantom's Daily Dog and maybe talk about the Phantom 4 from Friday and get back to the remaining. What do we got? We
got 8. There's 16 teams, and we're through 8, so we're halfway there. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Hey, folks, how often do you think about your roof? Probably not often at all. I know I didn't until I needed a roof replacement. And I call my friends at Roof Life. Whether it's roof inspections, roof repair, or insurance roof replacement, Roof Life is there for you. They use the highest quality products, top quality craftsmanship, and if you're like me, your roof can be replaced in one day. So if you're in need of a roof inspection, roof repair, or insurance roof replacement, get in touch with my friends at Roof Life today. You can go to roofyourlife.com. That's roofyourlife.com, or dial them up locally at 334-306-6712. That's 334-306-6712.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Drive away in a brand new Chevy Silverado Trail Boss or win your share of $25,000 in free play and cash during Victoryland Casino's Truck and Bucks giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Visit our Players Club and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings November 7th and 8th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
All righty, welcome back in. 22 minutes past the hour. Barry, if my memory serves me correctly, I've got it here on my notes. The last Daily Dog, sorry that we did not have a Daily Dog on Friday, but we did have the Phantom 4 for you.
Right.
I was a little disposed on Friday. But Thursday, Barry, my notes tell me we had the Chicago Cubs at home plus 105 against the Brewers. And if I saw the score correctly, I think we blanked the Brewers in that game.
Now, you ended up, losing the series.
Who cares?
But, if you look at it, blanked them.
Yeah, 6-0, I think.
6-0 was the final score, but that only postponed the inevitable because on Saturday, Milwaukee advances to the League Championship Series with a 3-1 victory.
You know what I'd like to say? Hate it for you Cubs fans. Hate it for you.
But thanks for giving me a win
night.
there.
Yeah, Thursday night was good. Okay.
All right. Now, the Phantom 4.
Yeah, Mr. Smarty Pants, John from Wetumpka. I don't know what number you got, John, but it isn't a win, but it isn't a loss either. It's Bama -3 at Missouri. You better get a new local man. Now,
final score, Alabama 27.
Yeah.
Missouri 24.
Now, I'm not going to say, Barry, that the Bama defense should have tightened up and not allowed Missouri to score that last touchdown with under a minute to play or 2 minutes to play.
Under 2 minutes. Yeah, minute 39.
So of course, they giveth and they taketh away because Bama gave it to us last week against Vandy. So, I guess we shouldn't complain too much, but we didn't
Not
lose.
a loss.
We took a push. Oklahoma's up 6-0, I believe, against Texas. I'm thinking, okay, here we go.
All right.
Next time
All
I
right.
looked, it's like 20-6. I'm thinking, what happened here? It's like an Auburn game. What the heck? I was shocked by what happened at Autzen Stadium. That one really surprised me.
I was telling everybody about the Hoosiers. Go with the Hoosiers on this.
Maybe I didn't want to believe it. I don't want to invite them into the big boy club. But
it's Indiana.
Yeah. Come on. And I'm thinking, the last time I thought about Indiana, they played Auburn in a bowl game in Fulton County Stadium.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anytime he thinks of Indiana, it's always colored by the fact that Reggie Miller hit 3 threes in like 12 seconds for a basketball team that had Indiana across the front of their jerseys against the Knicks.
Yeah, it was tough. It's a tough one. And then our last one, Barry, is Georgia, -3.5. Was there any doubt? Was there any nervousness? No, not really.
Yes, there was. There was definitely, until somehow the Phantom got with Ken Williamson, who is the referee of that crew, and says, "Hey, Ken, man,
Really?
I'm not asking you for anything specific, just
Wait a minute. I thought that was the
whatever
straw
you
guy.
can do."
It's a different one. Georgia was a winner. Now, it wasn't a great week. 1-2-1, which takes us to 12-14-2 on the year. So we got some ground to make up. Tough week, but John, you got to get a new man. You took the loss in the Bama game. Woo, wow, that one stings. Hate that for you. So there you have it. Oh, our daily dog today, Barry.
Oh yeah. What have we got? We've got stuff. We've got games.
No college tonight though, just NFL.
Wait a minute. No New Mexico State at Liberty.
Is that tonight?
No FIU at WK. Oh, that's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
Barry, we got two. Coward says he hates 2 Monday night games. I'm thinking it's great. I love it.
I
little
don't like
6:15 action, a little early start.
Like it at all.
Then you got a 7:15 game. Buffalo at Atlanta, Chicago at DC, at Washington. Have they changed that name back to the Redskins yet, or was that
they have not? Still the Commanders.
Yeah, still
okay,
the Commanders.
You've got Buffalo -4. I've got against the Falcons. Washington is a 5.5-point favorite against the Bears.
Yeah, well, Barry, 4's a good number, but I got it at 4.5 because I'm going to. I look at every sports book I can get, from Bet365 to MGM to DraftKings to ESPN bets. I can Caesars, MGM, blah 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 blah. Best I'm finding is 4.5 in this game. I'm grabbing it. I'm taking the Falcons at home plus the 4.5. Felt a little buzz over there in the ATL this weekend about the game. So also actually billboards promoting the game, an NFL game. Buffalo and Atlanta, Monday night, be there, blah, blah, blah.
John hates billboards. Yeah. Auburn had billboards one time to sell season tickets. You would have thought, that Auburn was spitting on the flag or something.
Back in the day, maybe this is even before we were together. I don't know. I think our old radio company would put billboards up for our radio station with our picture on it. Wonder why they stopped doing that. Yeah, that was long ago. Yeah, that was way long ago. Anyway, there you have it. We're taking the Falcons.
Got you.
At home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium tonight, catching 4.5 against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. There you have it.
There you go. All right, now back to our midterms.
And I think we're Mississippi State's next?
Mississippi State. We're starting the second half of it.
I was very impressed with their win over Arizona State.
Oh, heck yes.
I thought they gave Tennessee all they wanted. Fell a little flat against A&M, who's the best team in the league at this point, in my opinion.
Yes.
Barry, I got to give Mississippi State an A to this point. To me, they look different than they did last year.
0-2 in the I was with you up until A.
Yeah.
I give Mississippi State, look, they're playing over their heads. There's no doubt. There's 4-2, but they're 0-2 in the league. That's a B right
And they
there.
got a tough schedule. I mean, they were off last week. They're at Florida this week. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think this is a good test playing Florida.
What's their signature win?
Arizona State.
Arizona State?
Yeah.
Arizona State under Kenny Dillingham?
Mm-hmm.
They are 4-2.
Well, you know what, Barry?
But they haven't played anybody.
We have already cashed that ticket in because we both had Mississippi State going over 3.5. So that's a winner. We've already got that money in our pocket.
That's where the A comes from.
Yeah.
That's where the A grade.
Yeah, that's
right.
exactly right. I'm
all right. That's a
with
tough
house
one.
money now.
That's a tough one. But then again, so is Missouri.
Yeah, because, Barry, I was led to believe that, this running back they had was the next Herschel Walker. And, this team's unbelievable. Ain't played
I told you
anybody.
Ahmad Hardy is a really good running back, and he leads the nation in rushing. Now, John, just to make his point, I guess he's Red Grange and Major Ogilvy and Bo Jackson all rolled into one. That's what I'm being led to believe. Nobody said.
52 yards rushing, I believe, was his total Saturday. Hadn't played anybody. We knew that. But I will say this, Missouri is physical. They're tough, maybe a little undisciplined. Missouri's going to beat some people. Missouri is an underdog Saturday night at Auburn. Auburn is a favorite. So Auburn fans wanting to jump on their coach and ride him out of town. Obviously, people realize this is a good football team. They just gone on the road, played top 15 competition. They're a favorite. Should Auburn be a favorite in this game?
Even if they do win that game, that ain't the signature win that Auburn fans are screaming for.
So I don't know how to grade Missouri.
I don't
they
either.
played
It's a tough one.
Alabama.
They're 5-1, and they're Missouri. But I don't know if you've heard John say this 143 times, but they haven't played anybody yet. They are indeed 5-1.
They are 5-1. At this point, and I had them going over 7.5. You had them going under 7.5.
Yep.
But they're scared. I'll give them a B+. B+. How about that?
I'd give them an A-.
Okay.
So it's, a little bit here
Pretty
and
close.
there. So, yeah, we're relatively close. All right. Next up on our
Oklahoma.
midterm grades, what about Oklahoma? Took a bad one. Brent Venables can do many things. I think he's a really good coach. They've turned a corner this year. They got John Mateer back. Fans don't care. You don't beat Texas, they ain't happy with you.
That's their first loss of the season, I believe.
Yeah, right.
They did beat Michigan in week 2, which I'm not sure they're really that great.
Beat Auburn, both of those games at home in Norman.
They're at South Carolina on Saturday. But to this point, you're right. In the way that they get out to a lead and then they're done. I gotta give Oklahoma to this point. I'm gonna drop a
if
B-
you give Missouri, okay,
B-.
Right. Yeah.
Because I
I'd
got
give
them
him a straight
under
B. I'm a better grader than John is. I'd give him a straight B.
We both have them at under 6.5 wins, though. Oklahoma's got to start losing.
Oh, we do? Really?
Yeah. Under
they've gone 5-1 without, a Heisman hopeful quarterback that they had been planning on. So
see, I think back in the summer when we were doing this, we were expecting Michigan, Auburn, and we expected them to be 3-3 at this point.
Yes. Yeah. And they're not. They're 5-1. So yeah, there you go.
South Carolina is up next on the list.
They got off to such a good start, and we tend to believe in coaches who coach with energy, and we tend to like a guy like Shane Beamer. But John, I gotta tell you, South Carolina's not any good. They
You know, I had
fired
high
one of
hopes.
their assistant coaches.
Yeah.
They're not any good. They stink.
I had high hopes, and I told
Me too.
Bama fans, watch out for that one. You still might need to because it's the 5th of 5 in a row, right after the huge, biggest game on Bama's schedule every year, the 3rd Saturday in October. For our new audience members that have never heard me say that before, I mean, look it up.
He is serious. He's not just saying that.
Yeah, look it
He
up.
does believe it, even though
Uh-huh.
every fact that's available flies right in the face of that statement. He does believe it. At least you can
Well,
give him that. He does believe it's true, and that
Sure, I
means something.
do. And I base that on, the number of SEC championships between these two programs, New Year's Day bowl games,
Yes.
all that kind of good
The
stuff.
number of SEC championships, the number of bowl games, the number of OBs I can tick off. I mean, there's a lot of numbers that back up John's statement.
Yeah.
Right?
And well, probably the most important, Barry, Coach Bryant did not like Tennessee. Didn't like him at all. He kind of dealt with Auburn. He didn't like Tennessee.
He wouldn't sleep the week of the Tennessee game,
So
according
it's a
to
big,
legend.
yes, legend. So
Okay,
we're
so
still
South
on
Carolina.
We're still on South Carolina. How to
South
jump to
Carolina,
Tennessee.
yeah. Always time for a bear story. Yep,
Yep,
3-3, 1-3 in the SEC. John, they've been a disappointment.
C-. I mean, I'm teetering on a D. Gonna give them a little love, but I'm going C- here. I'm disappointed in South Carolina. Got Oklahoma this week, then Alabama the next week.
At Ole Miss,
We'll
I mean,
see.
you take a look, and as of last week anyway, those are 3 teams in the top 8
Yeah.
that they play, but Oklahoma's not the top 8
Now-
anymore. I'd give them a D.
And Barry, we both have South Carolina over 5.5 wins.
They got 3 right now.
Yeah.
They may end up with 5, and that'll make a loser out of both of us.
Mhm.
Unacceptable.
Yeah. Unacceptable. All right. Tennessee,
All right,
we were
here
just
we go.
talking about.
You flash up their schedules, including their future schedules, on my website, and man, it's that orange. It's that orange all over that website. Secretly, they've got to be telling everybody, all of the rest of the Vol Nation, John, they've got to be telling everybody, look, I know our colors suck. We have that terrible orange. Let's
Yeah.
just not let everybody else know about it. Nobody
It's a
can
pretty
like that color.
Yeah. And Bama fan, even though this game's in Tuscaloosa Saturday night, just get ready. You're going to hear Rocky Top play.
Ugh.
That even though they're on the road, they're bringing the band and they're going to play it as much as they can. My suggestion would be just try not to listen to it, but you're probably going to have to do it anyway.
Right.
Tennessee to this point, Barry, they gave Georgia a game. Arkansas, if they don't fumble,
They snuck out a win. How they
Yeah.
win that game against Mississippi State in overtime is beyond me.
yeah, I'm with you.
But they
I don't even
got
know
it.
what they did against UAB. They kind of gave
Neither does
Georgia.
anybody else.
I don't really know. To me, Tennessee's kind of in the C range. They just, I need to see more out of them. Bama fans hoping they don't see more Saturday night, but I don't know. And I haven't seen enough. Their body of work is not impressive enough for me.
Yep. They do have a quarterback I told you to watch out for. They don't have Nico Iamaleava anymore, which I think is a good thing. But I told you about Joey Aguilar. He was at Appalachian State, brought them into the vet in Troy for the Sun Belt Championship game, and Troy beat the heck out of him. He was hurt in the Arkansas game, quarterback. We shall see what his deal with. He left the game late in the fourth quarter, but they say that the wind was just knocked out of him. So
Yeah.
he should be good.
Barry, we both had Tennessee going under 9.5 wins. I feel pretty good about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the case. Yeah,
I mean,
without yeah. I
9 is
think I
their
remember that now.
9 is their high water mark, I believe.
5-1 right now.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna get to over 9.5.
They'll beat
All right.
Kentucky. They'll beat New Mexico State. That's 7. They may win against Florida. I don't think they beat Oklahoma or Vanderbilt. Those are 2 games at home.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
The Texas Longhorns, who have one of the easier SEC schedules, manageable, we like to say. They look good against Oklahoma. I'll give them that. They played better. Didn't want to sustain their 3rd loss going up against the Sooners, but I do see a loss maybe in Athens, Texas A&M, certainly. I mean, this could be a 4-loss team by the end of the regular season. We both had them going over 9.5.
Oh.
And at this point, even though they beat Oklahoma,
they've lost twice.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, they should not have. The loss to Ohio State at the beginning, you can kind of understand that. It's in Columbus. It's the first start as the starter for Arch Manning. Okay, they lose by a touchdown.
This was the preseason #1 team, I believe.
But they should not have lost at Florida.
No. So right now, I got to give Texas a C based on their preseason expectations.
Yeah, a C is good. C is good.
I'm going C for them.
I was in Austin over the weekend. Went to a restaurant to eat there. Saw, man, and they weren't even playing in Austin that weekend. They were playing in Dallas last week. Gosh, that burnt orange was everywhere, and they ain't real happy right now with Sark. At least the people that I talked to. A lot of them will not give them a C over in Austin.
Has Tennessee played Texas yet? I don't think they have. They're talking about all that
Tennessee and Texas. Let's see the schedule. They do not have Texas on the schedule at all.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah,
kind of like Georgia going to A&M.
So, all right. So let's get it on the record again. Texas, we got them at C.
I got them at a C, and we both had them going over 9.5.
Now, you guys are saying, well, what are some of the A's? Well, I got an A right here coming up next.
We've already given out 1A. We're about to give out another one.
Yeah, we both agree that we have been thoroughly impressed, not just by Texas A&M's 6-0 record, but the manner in which they have gotten to the 6-0 record. And that is just by physically beating some teams down.
I mean, Barry, you're getting bonus points when you go to South Bend and win. I mean, come on, kidding me? So, yeah, UTSA, Utah State, didn't know much about it, but they go to South Bend and win, hold off an Irish comeback, beat Auburn, beat Mississippi State, beat Florida, bad. So, yeah, I got A&M, to me, the best-looking team so far in the league. I got them with an A+. I think we had Bama and Ole
100%.
Miss with A's to this point. Those are the other 2 A's we'd given out. But to me, A&M has got the highest grade in the league so far. We both had them going over 6.5 wins. I like our chances.
All they got to do is win one more because they're at 6.
Yeah.
Right now. Biggest story in the SEC right now is what Mike Elko, who is one of, I think now 16 former Saban assistant coaches who are head coaches around the nation. What he has done at Texas A&M has been the best story of the year in the league.
Yes. Our last team, just because it's alphabetical order.
Yep, nothing else.
Nothing else. Ooh, Bob, I'm going to put you on probation here, buddy. Wow,
now.
Man, Bob,
we can't have it, Bob.
Man,
none of this is personal, Bob.
Yeah, man.
All right, Bob.
Don't get so emotional.
Yeah, we got rid of one. He did it again. You're out, Bob.
Vanderbilt. I got to tell you, I like the way they're playing. I mentioned it.
5-1.
Alabama.
Yeah,
they look like an SEC team. They play like an SEC team. I got to give them, even though they lost to Alabama, in the score maybe wasn't as indicative as what, how the game was played out. A little, by the way, late for a cover for the Tide. But I'm giving out another A. I'm giving Vanderbilt an A, smart school, giving them an A. I like what they've done. Clark Lee has, been patient, built this program.
What did we have them?
Went on the road. I had Vandy. They were at 3. We had them both. We had them actually, Barry. We had them pushing at 3. We both said they'll win 3 games. They've already done that. Where they're getting the A to me, they went on the road and beat Vatech and South Carolina, gave Alabama all they wanted on the road. This team's worthy of an A.
Hey, I've got it. I've got that too.
So 4 out of the 16 teams got A's.
Yeah.
Everybody else has got a little work to do.
25%. The highest grade, Texas A&M. The lowest grade,
Kentucky and what was the other? Maybe
Arkansas.
probably Arkansas, South Carolina, and Kentucky with the lowest grades.
As Chris the Bammer says, we got that done. I think it's very fair. Now it's time to spin.
Yes,
We'll get that when we come back. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316. Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry, serving the river region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the river region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
Drive away in a brand new Chevy Silverado Trail Boss or win your share of $25,000 in free play and cash during Victoryland Casino's Truck and Bucks giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Visit our Players Club and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings November 7th and 8th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
All righty, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you are with us. I did not want to press on without at least getting a little mention about postseason baseball. I do believe it's still going on, and we've got some, I believe we have some games tonight.
Well, it's been a joy. I have loved it. As a matter of fact, the night before our game, again, I'm a little under the weather. I feel fine, but the voice is gone. I wasn't feeling great on Friday night, so I was going to get some sleep, but you all know what happened. You know what happened? Yeah, Seattle beats Detroit to win the ALDS series they had in 15 innings. It was absolutely epic. I made it 14 before I said, I've got to go to bed. Yep, the postseason is upon us. Last night, Seattle wins at Toronto in the ALDS. You're right. There are two today, beginning at 4 o'clock. This is just the best.
4:03, actually, Barry. 4:03
north of the border.
Yeah.
My buddy Gary Galland, who has checked in on the chat line. He's one of our Canadians. He's from Amherstburg. Love that guy. Salt of the earth. Seattle and Toronto at 4:03. Then that's in the American League Championship Series. There's 4 teams left. In the American League, it's Seattle and Toronto, 4:03 in that one. Seattle leads 1-0. In the National League, it's the series opener in Milwaukee between the Dodgers and the Milwaukee Brewers at 7:08. Now, I know what many of you are thinking. Here's the perfect day. Troy, we do have the coaches show tonight, talking with Jared Parker at Baumhauer's, recapping the absolutely unbelievable Troy comeback win on Saturday at Texas State. But 4 o'clock, you can check out Seattle and Toronto.
Beautiful.
6:15, Bills and Falcons on ESPN.
Oh, yeah.
7:15, Bears and Commanders from the nation's capital on ABC.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing. Now, again, I don't love 2 Monday night games.
Oh, I love it.
I don't love 2 Monday night games cannibalizing each other. They're playing at the same time. You can't watch one. You can't watch the other. John says, big deal quad box.
Yeah,
but there are
dual
people
box
like me who like to watch the game.
Barry, how about this? I could go if the Seattle-Toronto game goes extra innings, I could go quad box. 2 baseball, 2 NFL games at the same time. I'll definitely have the tri box going on, no doubt.
Yeah,
I do like a. I mean, the other night, was it last night? I guess it was. My wife goes, "You watching baseball?" I went, "Well, it is the postseason.
It is the postseason.
It's a little different now."
No question. All right. Well, we have got the Gurn Jr.
Yes.
Victoryland 777 topic wheel. I think we're all caught up on break, so we can go to the top of the hour.
Look at this
Gurn
thing.
Advise if we're not.
Man.
We're busy. We got 6. A lot of green.
A lot of green.
blue.
A lot of blue, a lot of green.
All right.
Okay.
Here
let's
we
spin
go.
it. Victoryland
All
777
right.
topic wheel. Exit
Not the-
22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama.
That's my ball.
It's my ball. We don't know what these are, folks. This is new to
clue.
us.
Yes, we get
That's
to
my
react.
ball.
off
It's
the
like,
tops
that's
of
my
our head.
dog. Like a winky dinky dog.
That's my ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Hit us with it there.
We're having a
Greg.
hard time finding our ball. It's in the
Yeah.
rough.
Uh-oh, we may have been stuck.
It's over
with
there
That's
in
My Ball.
the fescue.
Anybody got the WD-40?
There we go.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, this happened. Yeah. This happened the other day in another game. South Carolina, LSU. Believe it or not, Garrett Nussmeier threw another interception.
Ooh.
And see, it's different college in the NFL. John doesn't believe it. He thinks college should aspire to the NFL. In the NFL, they'll let you keep the ball. If you intercept it. I mean, they're like, big deal. You can go with the crowd, you can punt it in the crowd, whatever. In college, especially in a game like that, LSU ends up winning it. It wasn't like the game ceiling or anything like that, but they were playing in Baton Rouge. South Carolina made the interception. They wanted to keep that ball. They had a little celebration. They wanted to keep the ball. LSU says, no. That ball belongs to Louisiana State University.
Yeah. And it's probably got LSU on the ball.
And the thing is the ball boy's responsible for it. Usually the ball boy, the best ball boy in the history of college football, of course, was Big C. You think Big C is letting somebody else have that ball? Well, no way. The
Can't
ball
do it.
Responsible. That kid came and got it.
Yeah.
And he said, forget you. This ball. Okay.
You know what? You bring up, and we're having to grease up the topic wheel. I understand we had some lockup issues, so we're going to get right back to that in just a moment.
Right.
I brought this up earlier in the year, and I saw it again Saturday all over the place. There must be some, I don't want to say non-public. Is that the right term?
Private.
But they, I guess, got the word out to colleges. Hey, if you want to let these guys celebrate a little bit in the end zone, go to it. Because you're seeing end zone celebrate. Now, you're not seeing the whole defense run down in the end zone after an interception like they do in the NFL.
No,
but if a wide receiver catches a pass, he's going to let the crowd know about it.
And it's always the same stuff. It's either like somebody going, if you can see me in the bottom left, going like, shh, I don't get, or somebody doing the cam with the Superman or anything like that. But everybody's got these little, these little things they do in tandem with somebody.
So one thing I saw
I don't love it.
In the Bama game, Missouri scores and the receiver spins the ball in the end zone and it's spinning like a top.
Yeah.
I've seen a flag for that before.
I have. They didn't give him one. I didn't catch that one. Yeah. Yeah.
So they're letting them do some stuff.
Now you can do the chi-chi on the green if you hit a big putt,
Yeah, that's right.
And you can't really do the electric slide because you're either wearing spikes or you're wearing, the shoes that'll damage the green or anything like that. Plus, it's a gentleman's game.
It is a gentleman's game.
Yep.
You're exactly right. All right, let's spin it again, see what we got here. I think the wheel's back.
Oh,
lubed it up. Yeah, it's ready to go. And
bad vibes.
Ooh, bad vibes.
What
could this be about? Bad vibes. Huh. I think there was a song. Didn't Jefferson Starship have a song called Bad Vibes?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. The Dolphins, losers yesterday in the last moment. And Tua, after the game, was talking about Yeah, a great game for the Chargers. I was really rooting for the Chargers, although I like the Dolphins a lot, because former Troy running back Kimani Vidal ran for $116 against the Dolphins. And Tua, in the post game, Miami's having a terrible year under the head coach with the capri pants, and he's saying, he says we've got guys showing up to players only meetings late. We've got guys that are logging into players-only Zoom meetings or positional Zoom meetings late. He says we can't have that. John, if that's not the last little bit before your coach gets fired, I don't know what is. Things are bad down in Miami.
I wish Tua could go to a team that really cared and was good. I know he's making a ton of money, but golly, I know he wants to win too.
Yeah, I think he's a good quarterback, but you and I have said this before. The NFL is all about fit.
Yes.
And John being a Saints fan from a young child and watching Archie Manning getting the snot beat out of him every week, he's really sensitive to this because that's what's happening to Tua.
It certainly is.
Yep.
All right, 4 more to go. Let's spin away before the top of the hour.
Here we are.
Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Victoryland Trucks and Bucks giveaway. Make sure you get in on that. Childish. Was that what John Cohen was when he was lashing out at the official walking into the locker room at halftime?
If that was the case, then the story would be justified. Oh, yeah, former Alabama defensive back, Brian Branch.
Yeah.
Juju Smith, this is in the Detroit Chiefs game last night. Look at this. Post game. Okay, Mahomes, you missed the thing. Brian Branch, he comes up there. He cold cocks Juju Smith-Schuster post game. Again, KC wins it. And Branch apologized. His head coach, Dan Campbell, said it absolutely inexcusable. Man, the punch was right there. It was right on the jaw, and Smith-Schuster went down.
Ouch.
There's got to be a suspension involved there.
Guy might have a boxing future.
Yeah,
land a shot and knock the guy to the ground.
Come on, that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, and his coach calls him out for it, and he calls him, and there's got to be some retribution.
Hey, I hope that was worth it because you're about to get a big fine on that.
Yeah, he is. He may miss a game or 2 or 3. They're going to suspend him. Former Alabama, did I mention that? Former Alabama defensive back Brian Branch.
Yes.
It's a good get there, Gurn. All right.
3 more to go. A lot of green and blue here. Let's see what we got. Exit 22 off I-85 is where you'll find Victoryland, open 24/7, 365.
Wasn't buckled up. Wasn't zipped up. Oh, yeah. This is the Panthers against the Cowboys. In a game in which Dak Prescott moved into, I think, second place all-time in passing yardage in Cowboys history behind Tony Romo.
Yeah.
I watched a good bit of that game.
At least Tony Romo's won some playoff games, but go ahead.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
He used to play for the Cowboys. He was big last week against the Dolphins. The running back, he was really good against the Cowboys. Rico Dowdle ran for 1,000 yards last year for Dallas. They let him go, and he had 239 scrimmage yards against the Cowboys. He was really good.
Now,
he was really good, and he told them they wasn't buckled up.
They weren't buckled up. That's right.
No, he actually said they wasn't buckled up. Yeah.
Now, I don't know who decides what uniforms the Panthers are going to wear week in and week out, but that look yesterday wasn't good.
I don't like the helmets. Black helmets with what looks like little
scroll down a little bit, Gurn. I think there was a picture of the uniforms
with a little light blue magic marker on it or something like that. I don't think we have a picture of the helmets, but I didn't like it.
I was watching some of that game yesterday. I went, man, the unis are terrible. All right, what's next?
All right,
2 more to go. Here on the Victoryland, maybe here we go. 2 more to go on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel.
Just throwing up here. Faker and MVP. These are on the two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh, kidding. Faker and MVP. Looks like MVP is going to land.
I know who this better be. All right, what do we got, Gurn? Baker Mayfield, yes.
Yeah.
He was terrific. Watch this 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 10. Oh, they got him. No, they don't. He's going left, faking a throw. Open field. Look at the 1st down marker. He ain't going to get there, is he? Yes, he is. Also, another Troy shout-out. Former Troy wide receiver Tez Johnson catches a big touchdown pass. Baker Mayfield, after, getting cut loose by the Browns, going to the Rams, he looks like the best player in the league right now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who got a big win yesterday at home against the 49ers.
That's a good one. Yeah, Matt Jones looked pretty good, just didn't get a lot of help there, but somebody's going to snap it. Somebody's going to snag him up.
See, that's fair. That's fair. I agree with all of that from John. All right, one more.
One more to go. Got to spin it to make it official here on the Dream Victoryland 777 topic wheel. I think it was Faker.
Faker. We had MVP. This one is Faker.
Is he going to spin just to make it official?
Is this one of those where a guy drops down because of a fake injury so they can stop the clock, or what could this be? Faker to close it out. Oh, yeah, Kirby. Look at him. He says, wait a minute. I was clapping. I wasn't calling it. I was clapping. That is bull doo-doo. He was calling the timeout bigger than life. They're about to penalize him for calling a timeout he didn't have in the fourth quarter. And he says, no, I was clapping. That's a big bunch of hooey. He wasn't clapping. He was calling a timeout. And he even admitted himself after. He said, I caught a break on that one. Watch it. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Far side, look at him up there. Look at that. He ain't calling timeout, referees.
Barry, I understand. Georgia stayed in Montgomery Friday night. I guess they flew into Montgomery from Atlanta because I'm coming back from Atlanta on Saturday and saw the buses and the state troopers coming down 85 which I thought was kind of late, like 4 in the afternoon. I thought, man, shouldn't they already be at the stadium? But somebody texted me that Kirby took his son Saturday morning out to Slap Out, I believe, maybe. And there's a baseball field named for his father.
His dad. Yeah, his dad.
Holtville.
Yeah, Holtville. His dad was a high school coaching legend. Big props to his dad. But really, I mean, should you really have to, act like a national champion? No, I didn't totally screw this up and cost my team a penalty. I wasn't doing this. I was doing this. Can't you look at the tape for that? Can't you review that? Because that was big as day. He was calling timeout.
Then he claimed that he was clapping because the Auburn defensive back was clapping to simulate the snap count.
He was clapping to get somebody's attention. I understand that. I mean, the motive was probably, but still, you can't do what the Auburn safety did.
No.
But still, Kirby, come on.
Yeah. Hey, whatever it takes, Kirby. I get it, buddy. All right. Tomorrow, Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com will join us in hour number 1. Hour number 2 will be Travis Ryer. Ryer on YouTube talking Tide. A lot more of discussion as well on the program as we kind of turn the page and start looking towards the third Saturday in October.
And, of course, the big matchup between Auburn and Missouri. Both of those games are going to be played at relatively the same time.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's difficult. Yes.
We'll figure it out, though.
Yeah, coming up for our buddy Tom Luganbill from ESPN and our buddy Gurn Jr., our broadcast producer, and for John Longshore, I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.